I asked the Astro Command to protect the show and also protect the light energies here. And I asked the Astro Command to be with me always. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Hey, Jersey for Life, Gary Haas over in Iowa, everybody out there wherever you are, CJ Burrow, all of the folks out there around the world, wherever you are, Europe, Asia, Africa, wherever you are, welcome. Hey, TikTok, let's go. Happy Sunday night, everybody out there. And we're going to have another great show. I posted last night's show, the Ashtar Command show, and I haven't posted my radio show from this morning. That I'll be posting tomorrow morning, my Sunday morning radio show. Welcome, Marie, Deb Hale, Catherine, hello. Good to see you. Good to see everybody here. And we're just kind of getting started here, so you're not missing anything if you're just coming in. Just at 11 p.m. sharp. We came on here maybe 2 minutes before. We're going to have another exciting show. Romeo, welcome. Everybody coming in here, Paranormal Ghostbusters. Someone is going around and blocking people on the message. That's weird. That's kind of weird. Not sure what they're doing or how they're blocking people on the message. Days, hello, Commander. Hope you had a great day. Yes, we did. Mike Masters, good to see you. Yamaya, Santiago, good evening. Pearl 733, welcome. Anita Norway, hey, Trude Hasten. Anita Norway, thank you for being here. Thank you for the, Mike Masters, thank you for the hat and the mustache. I appreciate that. Steve, are you hearing someone's faking your account? I'm so not tuned into any of that. I have no idea. Hey, Craigie Bridge, UK in the house, welcome. And just, hey, Rod, good to see you. Welcome. Excuse me. iCloud of Norway, I think it is. GG, welcome to the show. We have, I like your filter, Commander. Oh, thank you. Let's see here. Hey, Deborah. Adam from Canada, welcome up there in the north. Good to have you with us. Hey, Cheryl Barron. And I'm sure there's some new people here. Like your shirt, Commander. Thank you. My daughter got that maybe a while back. Any news from the Federation, Commander? So there's no like Federation news. Ashtar Command, which oversees everything. I can give you some information about that. And you might have, if you missed any of the breaking news or cosmic news last night, how many people do know? And I'm not assuming everybody does. How many people from last night know what's going on, and how many people have no idea what's going on? I know it's kind of like there's two separate questions going here. Dave knows, okay, no idea. So I'm going to go with the no idea people. We're going to go with the no idea people to start here. So last night we had our Ashtar Command, Q&A with April. April was taken, before I went on last night, about 10:30 or so, before 11, definitely before 11, April had to go on ship with her father and the Ashtar Command people. She wasn't on the ship very long. She came back from being on the ship probably within less than a half hour, maybe. And of course, she was on the show. Some of you already know, but I don't assume everybody's in here knows what's happening. I think Dr. Stephen Greer is going to be jealous. I think that all the people like Stephen Greer, all those well-known disclosure UFO people are going to be kind of jealous and say, who is this guy? So I'm going to kind of tell you what's happening here. I know it's going to sound like amazing, but it's true. So when she came back from the ship, there's a big council meeting of the Ashtar Command. The council is the highest level of the command. When they get together and have a meeting, they have all the top people at that meeting. So they made a decision. The decision they made was that I've been selected when they broadcast to the planet, that I'm going to be the one speaking to the planet Earth. I'm going to be speaking from the ship. They have the ability with the ships. They have ability on the ship to broadcast on our planet. When I say broadcast on the planet, what I'm telling you is every transmitter, every country, every TV, every cable TV station, every transmitter, be it BBC or China TV or whatever it is, Russian television, it makes no difference what it is. What's going to happen is I'm sure they're going to have to bring me on the ship prior to this happening to tell me, and they're going to have to fill me in on what I'm going to be talking about, because this is going to be before the major contact on Earth happens. They're going to have a broadcast. So for those that don't understand what's going on, they've selected me to represent the command. There's somebody that needs to take a hike with 8 followers, and we're going to bam them out of the system here. They are gone. Actually, I think it's A Cuff Guy. A Cuff Guy is now strongly in space, where they belong. You see, there you go. These trolls, these mindless people come here, and they have no idea what's going on, just to make their own little comment. They are gone. Bye-bye. So as I'm going to say here, getting back to a more serious discussion, so the command had what they call a council meeting. Thank you, Terry. And they made a decision that I will speak to the whole planet. That's billions of people. One day they'll wake up. That's like the whole planet. And the way that's going to work, and I already understand this, I'm sure they're going to fill me in as I have contact with them on the ships. They'll give me some pointers as to what I'm going to be saying. Thank you, Anna. But I'll be speaking, they'll have translators. These translators will speak in every language. So as I'm speaking English, every single TV station in the world will hear me speak in their own language, whether it's Safari, whether it's Japanese, whether it's some language I don't even understand. Thank you, Terry. Explain the ship's captain. I'm not sure how one would explain the ship's captain. It's nice to meet you as well. Can you elaborate on that in a minute? But so what's going to be happening is, and again, remember that off planet there is no time. On planet we operate in time, like what time you go to work, what time you're going to get up in the morning. We operate in time. Okay? So it will happen within our time, although they don't work in our time off planet. The Ashtar Command, the councils don't work that way. Okay? And I'm very humble. I also have to thank April, who suggested it over 2 weeks ago to them when she was off planet about me. She just suggested it to them, and they said they'd take it up in a meeting. The whole council met. And when the council met, they decided that I would be a good fit to speak to the whole planet. and I'm humble, very humble about it. I don't let go to my head or anything. I don't know a whole lot more than what I know now, so I'm not going to make up any stories. But this is the truth. I'm not going to sit in my room channeling. I'm not going to sit here acting like I'm broadcasting to the world on all these TV stations or whatever. I'm going to be on a spaceship. And if you can't comprehend that, if you're new to my program and you can't comprehend that, that's okay. It's okay. I'm mentally prepared for this. I've been mentally preparing myself for something for a long time. Yes, it's not so much a takeover. It will overtake the airwaves. The Astro Command can overtake any radio or TV station. It's going to be the TV stations. I don't think it's going to be the radios. It'll be all the TV networks, all the major networks. Every network in the world will be overtaken by a broadcast from space, from the spaceship. Earth-based radars will not be able to track it. Actually, I don't think they'll be able to track it. They won't be able to do anything. From where the broadcast will be held, it's going to be something that the Earth-based Pentagon and all these other groups will not be able to track. The leaders of the world are going to be not knowing what to do. The leaders of the world are going to be actually kind of either happy about it or freaking out. All the power structures on this planet, the ones that have been doing things to the planet that are not positive, they're basically going to freak out. The public, the general public, the public that's not involved in messing the planet up, they're going to be very curious and somewhat excited. I don't think they're going to be afraid. I think the way it's going to be done is going to be in a beautiful way, where our message is going to be, they're going to see a human being speaking to them, and they'll be able to relate to that. I think they'll be able to relate to that kind of thing, And when it does happen, many of you will know who I am. Well, you already know who I am. So you'll see a familiar face in a spacesuit. So when I go on the ship, when that time comes, as April stated, when she goes in, the spacesuit automatically fits to your body. So I'll be wearing some sort of a spacesuit. And I'm, mentally I'm completely prepared for this. Thank you, Terry. So for me, I've been every day preparing myself for the day. That's something. Number one, the group of five. That's a whole nother thing. The group of five of us. Kit Kat, Johnny, Chesno, myself, and April together. That's a whole nother thing. We don't have a date yet, Nancy, but I will be updated. No, that won't happen. It's going to be just me going up. When it happens, I will let her know when it's happening. My family will understand. I told my wife this evening about what I told her today. I told her tonight that I'd been selected to be the one to broadcast to the planet with 4 Ashtar commanders behind me on the ship. So I've been very transparent about it. I told her, I haven't told my daughter yet, but I will. So I've been pretty focused on that. I was focused on that this morning. I'm a little bit focused on that tonight. I just want to be transparent and let people know what's happening. So that's a new development. Yes, I will give you a heads up. I'll give everybody a heads up before it happens. I think they'll let me know. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. They'll let me know. They're going to obviously prep me for this. I don't think they're going to put me in front of a monitoring screen with a broadcast system and not be prepped for it. Will I be writing the speech? I don't know yet. Until I have meetings with this space command off planet. I don't know how that's going to work. Active Community says, you just Astro Command from the documentary of the... Well, the original broadcast was in England of ITN TV. That was in 1977. At that time, they were broadcasting from some sort of a spaceship. Most people know about the 1977 broadcast of ITN TV being taken over. It was a very weak broadcast or whatever. I don't know much about it, except that I do remember it. This will be a very strong broadcast. When I say this, what I'm saying is that the Astro Command will have the ability to overtake every major news media station in the world. Everyone. Thank you, Mike Masters. Thank you. There was nothing in the 1980s. It was 1977 actor. In 77, ITN TV was taken over by a few minutes by a broadcast from the Astro Command by a space being called Villaron. A lot of people got the audio and used visualizations of it, and the station was, this broadcast was taken over, but the broadcast from space was not that strong. Yeah, Red Gen, you know the 1977 broadcast. Yeah, it was ITN TV in the 1977. It's very much available for people to see. Thank you, Nancy. Scholars Richies, did they get you with the BBC? Can you explain? So I feel honored. I feel a sense of responsibility. I have never done this before, and all my experiences with broadcasting in radio and my own little intergalactic TV network cable show years ago. Never in my life, since the 21 years I've been doing media, did I ever think I'd be going on a ship broadcasting to the planet Earth. That was the last thing I ever thought I'd be doing. But I am ready to do it. I'm ready to represent the galactic forces of light of the Astro Command. I'm very dedicated to my mission work. No, I won't be able to do that. That's not the way it's going to work. Eventually, there will be general contact on the planet. This is going to be happening before major contact. So this will be before the major contact. This will occur, and then gradually there'll be major contact with the people of Earth. Okay? So thank you, Eddie. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. I appreciate the gifts so much. Everyone's support. A lot of beautiful people out there on this planet. All you folks are great. All the new people, all the regular people that are finding our show. I'm glad you're finding it. Kurt Allen, nope. The space people do not get paid by anybody, any government. Matter of fact, they don't get paid at all. Nope. That's not happening. Let's see here. All right. I think we're going to take that Kurt Allen out. Kurt Allen has gone into space. I read his energy, and it's going to go bye-bye. Let's see here. Thank you, Zero, for the high bear. Thank you so much. And for those, many of you who are interested in the subject of ufology or the whole thing of contact, greetings, Sue. Like I said, this is the place to know what's happening. I've always said that from day one. I still say it from right now. Hey, Krish, good to see you. Thank you for the lightning bolt. Thank you so much. So for new people, again, we are Cat 12775. So do you think we are going towards not needing any money? It will gradually be in a system of no money. It's not going to happen like overnight. It's just impossible to do that. Mike Masters, thank you for the finger heart. There will eventually be a transition. Our planet will live in the same way other planets beyond our Earth live, in a very non-money collective way. All the food, everything, there'll be no shopping malls. We'll be living in a harmonious relationship in the universe. And we'll have all the food we need, and we'll have the ability to live in whatever types of homes we're going to live in. But the Earth is going to be way different than the Earth is now. The way we live now is not going to be the way it's going to be. It's going to be a transition, and it's going to be a transition from this 3D way of living to a spiritual, cosmic understanding of life. Webulus 73, I've been contacted several times, but I don't have a spacecraft to leave with yet. Webulus, we're going to be doing interviews tonight, so I'm just getting into this a little bit more. Webulus, we'll have to have you on here to talk about your encounters, your contacts several times. I want to follow you. And we will bring you on as one of our guests. What people need to know is the government has nothing to do with what's happening with this. So if you think that, don't think that. You know, this is totally galactic in every level of the word. Very cosmic in every level of the word. You know, there's no U.S. governance involved with any of what's going to happen here. As a matter of fact, those folks would hope it would never happen. Those folks would like to keep everybody asleep. There's many different types of space beings, but the ones that I am connected with are human like you, very tall, men and women, and very spiritual people that are very much loving type people. They live in a very harmonious relationship. Unlike Earth, where we don't live in a harmonious relationship with the universe or with the Creator. They do, all the planets. They do. The governments, the world rebelists are going to actually, when contact happens, they're not going to be in a position to do what they're doing. 70 years of cover-up against the public regarding the existence of intelligent life, that is going to end. I absolutely do know this to be true. Are they against it? Teacher near the beach. Are who against what? Can you explain the question better? Bama Preacher, welcome. Yeah, no more chemtrails. I have not physically, Ryan, been to any of the planets. I mean, maybe in my sleeping state, but consciously, I don't. The only planet I've come from before Earth is Mars. And yes, there are people from off-planet walking amongst us. They've been amongst us for years. Right. Eventually, no more money, gold, oil, all that stuff will be eventually non-existent. The FBI has no control about anything. When we broadcast to the planet Earth, I can tell you that it doesn't matter whether it's the FBI, the Pentagon, CIA, or NSA, they have no control over what's going to happen. Don't even worry about it. They're going to be like hiding in a closet. Yeah, Edic's right. People have learned way too much. Yeah, don't even worry about that stuff. Don't let your minds get involved in worrying about what the reaction is going to be by government agencies in the world. They have no control over this. They have apps. That's the thing. That's why they're so freaking out now. They have no control over what's going to be happening. And I'm telling you because I know that they have no control over it. Joey B, when are the contacts coming? They'll be coming soon. There's no, you understand, in space, there is no time. So they don't relate to us in a framework of time. On Earth, we live in a framework of time. You have a clock on the wall, you wear a watch. Everything's based on a time. In space, there is no time. But even though there's no time, they've got everything prepared for contact. Even though there's no time, they've got everything prepared for contact. Yes, all light workers. Yes. So I come from Mars. I came here on mission to Earth from Mars. All you things, for new people that have never heard me before talk, and Mars is a living planet with about 10 to 15 million inhabitants. And Mars has a atmosphere with oxygen on it. Many moons ago, Mars ran into a problem testing some technology that backfired. And so therefore, scientists in the 60s, in our current history, would look at Mars and say it once was a planet that had life on it. They were absolutely incorrect. Life never ceased existing on Mars. They just had to go and correct some problems they had on the planet. They corrected the problems. Mars has a polar cap, just like Earth. It has a center where there is a cold region. Mars has vegetation in certain parts of the planet. Most Martian people live within Mars. Most of the waterways are inside Mars, meaning the oceans, the seas, everything's within Mars versus on the surface. But there are some surface areas of water. Most of it is in the inner part of the planet. Jordan, thank you for the hand heart. Laval, good to see you. Anna says, I can't wait. Multipass says, they're here with us same time. Jersey for life, thank you. Diane says, can't come soon enough for me. Yes. Valerie Cave, yes. So the Andromedans, they also work with the Ashtar Command. So all these different groupings, Palladians, Andromedans, many other galactic civilizations work under the umbrella of what is called the Ashtar Command, which oversees the whole thing. There are many councils of light within the command, and many of these different civilizations work together. I am very familiar with them. Zaina, good evening. Mr. B, how you doing, Mr. B? Oh, thank you, Mr. B. You are a beautiful being, beautiful person. Craggy Bridge says our governments deserve everything they get for lying to us. Can't wait for contact. Absolutely correct. And believe me, they're going to get a lot. I hope I'm alive to see it. Thank you from us all. Multipass, you'll be alive to see this. This is going to be coming soon. I can't give you a specific date because they don't work in time like we do. But when I say soon, it'll be happening. Pancho says, I came from Jupiter. Hey, good to hear someone coming out of the closet. Glad to meet Pancho, originally from Jupiter in human form. Good to see you, brother. Welcome to the show. Teacher says, it blows my mind about the telepathy thing. You know, all of you have the ability to be telepathic. You just haven't used it yet, but you will. When contact happens, you'll be able to use your telepathy. You'll be able to learn how to be telepathically communicating. Edic says, do I travel outside my body through meditation, Commander, like remote viewing? I don't do any of the remote viewing, but I do go out of my body. And I never remember always a lot, but I do get downloads, Edic. I do get a lot of downloads. Let's see here. Hey, Papa Smurf, good to see you, brother. Yes. Do they have underground living quarters? Yes, depending TikTok, depending what where they are. If you're talking about on their planets, many of the planets live. If you're talking about the planets, and if I'm not sure where we mean underground living, you're talking about on a planet or on a spaceship, or you're talking about the planets. If you're talking about the planets, many of them on their planets have above ground places to live. They have forests. They have natural habitat. Oh, and see. Hey, UFO, UAP, good to see you, brother. Oh, good TikTok. No, we're not going to Mars, Darren Steele. I was just saying that I came from Mars here to Earth when I was a kid in the 60s. I came here on purpose, and I came here to do mission work. Although when I was a kid, I was a kid. I didn't know anything. I mean, I don't remember anything until I had my first contact. Why can't you see it when they show Mars? Because you can't. They don't. They only show you what they want to show you. If they showed you the things on Mars that are actually active, if they don't doctor out the photos, there are people on Mars. There are people walking on the surface of various parts of Mars, and they exist. Some photos have been undoctored. There are some photos over the years have been undoctored from the rover, but many times they doctor the photos. No, I don't do any readings. I'm not a reader. I'm a space person. I don't do any readings whatsoever, Dancy. What I do is when people have been telling me their abduction stories on here, I've actually sent spaceships to the locations, and people have actually seen me do this. And we actually capture the Zeta, the reptilians, if they're in their home, and we take them to a undisclosed location, and those beings are interrogated, and then they are sent off planet, never to come back. But I don't do any readings. Cowboy says I had 5 encounters. Cowboy, we're going to follow you. I think we're going to start getting some guests on here. Darren Steele says, why are we needs F? I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means. I'm going to bring up Cowboy. If you'd like to come on the show, please press the multi-guest option at the bottom of the screen, and I will bring you up here on the show as a guest. And you have to be over 18. No foul language, no smoking, no drinking, no drugs, no foul language, no paranormal discussion. And no kids on the show, and over 18. I think that covers most of it. K. Mary says, "Oh, thank you, Jordan. Are the ships large and rectangular? Some might be, but most are not. Most are pretty big, circular craft. Um, Not all, I would say, are in a rectangular type setup. We're not actually going to leave, Darren. I'm not sure. We're not leaving anywhere. You're not leaving anywhere. What's happening is contact's coming to Earth. We're not leaving the planet. Contact is eventually coming to the planet. Let's see here. User 850950249. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? That user, if you tell me who you are and what your story is, I'd like to know before I bring up prayers. User 8509502497616. Prayers. Have you had a contact situation, user 850? What did you want to talk about? Michelle, I'm scared. Missy, what are you scared about? What are you scared about, Missy? There's no armies. There's no armies in space. Whose armies? Are you talking about Earth-based armies? No Earth-based armies are going to be fighting space people. All the weapons are going to be dismantled. Every single weapon on Earth is going to be dismantled before contact. Alrighty, I think we're going to have to take that person out. The good thing, the commander is right on top of things. Dear sir, Mars is not a planet. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, you won't be here to hear more about that. Louis, whatever you are. I just don't use it. Can you tell me, user 850, what you want to talk about? 5 sitting in my life. Cowboy, I've just invited you up to be our first guest. If you wish to come up, please join me. Michelle says 420. How do you know if you're a light worker? By the way you care about people. If you see a homeless person on the street, do you give them some food? Those kinds of things. If you are a person that cares about the environment of the earth, if you're a person that cares about the earth being a pristine planet that you can live on for generations, if you're a person that doesn't believe in wars and people killing each other on earth, those are good ways on this particular realm to understand that you are a light worker. And also, part of that whole thing, Michelle, is to meditate and do inner meditation to figure out where you're from. Beyond being from Earth, born here, where are you from? Hey, Marlene, good to see you. Sean means you're playing. Laugh. Let's see, you're playing. I think Sean needs to be bye-bye. So Sean means he's laughing, or they're laughing, but I'm laughing too, because Sean says I'm playing. They are now in bye-bye land, never to come back. M. Neil, how can we contact them ourselves? Good question. So the way you do it is, and I teach people this, is through meditation. If you wish to contact your space family or learn who your space family is, really it's about getting centered and meditating. If you don't do any meditation, you can start simply with 10-15 minutes of meditation and say that I wish to contact my Christed space family. Always use the word Christed. And if someone contacts you through what I call telepathy, and they don't say they're Christed beings of light, then you don't accept the communications. But they have to be Christed cosmic beings of light. But meditation, about 10 or 15 minutes, work your way up to about 30 minutes until you feel comfortable, and find a quiet space to do that, and use higher vibrational music. On YouTube, you can use ambient meditation music of your choice, and that'll help the vibrational levels of your body increase as well. Brooklyn Dog Rescue. I experience ecstatic seizures. I see heaven. It's total existential fulfillment and endless bliss. Good for you there, Brooklyn. Let's see here. Hey, Karen82. With divine affirmation. Beautiful, man. Big Damn Man Ham says, I came from Mars in 83. GM 585 says, excuse me. You want to be excused? You're asking me if you can be excused? Well, excuse me. Let's see here. Who do you mean they? NASA, government? So Jess Parker. I think, I'm not sure regarding that question, but I think, Jess, there are those people who are Earth-based, and I'm not sure what your question is referring to, but if you're referring to Earth-based power, like NASA, government, those people, the Pentagon, the British Defense Department, can you explain a little bit more about your question? I had my first contact age 14, Youngstown, Ohio, near a lake. Since then, I see UFOs often above my home. Yeah, Sonia is going to pick a day that she wants to come on here. She couldn't do it tonight, but she will pick a date. William says, are we going to be safe? I think you're saying with them. When you say with them, are you going to be safe with the space people, William? Yes, you will be, if that's your question. Michelle 420 heard in 2026 and 2027 we'll hear from other planets. That would be correct. The timeline has shifted from 2027 to 2025, 2026. So instead of 2027, the timeline is now 2025, 2026. Things are starting to happen very gradually now, but the momentum will build between 2025, 2026 on planet Earth. Missy Michelle, what are you scared about? I'm not sure what you're scared about. Can you explain what you're scared about? Oh, yeah. Well, that is the world government's kept all the truth about the existence of people from other planets. So, nothing to be scared about. Just understand now that's going to change. You have nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be scared of. The people that were in charge of the programs to keep the truth away from the public, they'll be exposed. They'll be exposed. All of them will be. Every one of them will be. They're going to be exposed. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. Yes, they kept the truth from us for over 70 years. 70 years, folks. 70 years of not telling the people the truth. Thank you, User 50. We appreciate you so much. Kitty Committee says by 2030, rover returns with 30 vials of rock and dirt, 5 tubes will tell if life exists, NASA says. Don't believe anything NASA says. Forget about NASA. There are people living on Mars, 10 to 15 million. Don't anybody believe what NASA says. Beautiful, Missy. You're a beautiful soul. You care about everyone and everything. That's exactly because you came here with that love, that compassion. You came here with that understanding. So of course you're going to love everyone and everything. That's the true nature of our being. Very true. User 50, yes, I help everyone I can. That's a beautiful thing too. Thank you for the thank you, keep moving. Thank you for the heart. It's very intuitive. When I heard about starseeds and light workers, I resonated immediately. Forgive me, God, for I have. Missy, Michigan, thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. I'm reading everybody's notes here. Gary, thank you for the roses. Let's see here. Geo Rock says, if you ache every time you feel sorrow for all humanity, you're a light worker. Absolutely true. Big O Tex, you're doing cool, man. We appreciate that, Big O Tex. Hey, Brim. Marlo Knoll says, I've seen triangular ship, no sound above my apartment. Just curious who it would be. Marlo, would you like to come up and talk about that? You're welcome to come up on the show. Tonight is a regular night for guest interviews. Thank you for the roses. If you do wish to be a guest, you need to press the multi-guest option on your TikTok. And you have to be over 18, no kids on the screen, no smoking, no drinking, no drugs, no paranormal discussion, no cursing. This is a professional program. Let's see here. Again, if you wish to come on, there's a thing with 2 little icons. It's a multi-guest icon. You need to press that, and I will bring you up as a guest on the show. And you can share your story if you've been having contact. Thank you. If you're having been abducted, if you're documenting spaceships or UFO sightings where you live, we want to hear the stories. I'm sure many of you have stories to tell. I'm just reading people's notes here or comments. Hey, just not just Nicole, good to see you. Nikki 9 times. Is the purpose to collect data and see who's been seen, exposed, aware? To collect data from who? Can you explain what you mean, Nikki? Yeah, there are many of the triangular ships are government, some are not, but many of them are actually Marlowe government type ships. Banco says, I've also seen a lot of UFOs or ships. Michelle 420, don't the space people or ETs need us for our trees? No, they don't need us for our trees. They're here to help us preserve our environment also. They're here to, when they come, they're here to help us preserve our planet from destroying our oceans, our trees, our flowers, our bees. They don't need our trees. They have their own trees on their own planet. They're here to help us. Nikki 9 says, is extraterrestrial safe and interstellar bad? Interdimensional and extraterrestrial, there's nothing bad either way. It's not so much whether it's interdimensional or extraterrestrial, like in this particular realm, or multidimensional. Space people are primarily the ones that we're talking about are very good. They're men and women. They're human like we are. There are, we've done this before with people, there are those which are the Zeta and the reptilians that are being actually rounded up on Earth because of all the stuff they've done to the people of this planet. So it's not so much whether it's an interdimensional or a multidimensional thing or whether it's a parallel universe. That doesn't really affect whether they are good or bad. It's whether they're a lower vibrational being or whether they're a higher vibrational being. So if they're a higher vibrational being, they would be considered good. If they operate in a lower vibrational pattern, then necessarily would be like the Zeta and the Zeta Reticuli and the reptilians. They would be, most cases, negative. Michelle 420 says, oh, I can't wait. I can feel it all coming. I cannot wait. I'm so happy. So it's not interterrestrial, it's interdimensional. So it's interdimensional, and there's also parallel universes, or you call multidimensional realities beyond Earth understanding. There's all these different things going on. Let's see here. Let's see, son. Could these interdimensional beings and communities be contacting us using social media? So they could. Some of them probably are living on our planet using social media in disguise. Absolutely. What I will say for new people, if you're not familiar with what's going on, you'll have to watch my show on YouTube. Watch Ashtar Command Spaceship News. My show from last night, we have a thing called Ashtar Q&A. And my friend April has been on the spaceships over 30 plus times. Last night, a very short time. So for new people that do not know what's going on with the commander, I'm a contactee. I've been working with the Ashtar Command before I came to Earth. I came here on mission to Earth to bust the matrix, so to speak. And I'm on radio. I've been in media for 21 years doing radio, on NPR radio, Ashtar Command radio program called The Cosmic Eye for 21 years. And for those, I assume some of you are new here to this broadcast, they've selected in the council meetings, they have what they call a council meeting. It's a meeting, like on Earth you have meetings of different groups in government. They don't have government, so to speak. But they have a council meeting of the highest levels of the Ashtar Command. And in the council meeting, they decided to make me, they decided to have me be the one to broadcast to the planet, which is in the planning stages now. So what's going to happen for those that are new to this, they will be taking me on the ship, whenever that's going to be, and they're probably going to have to take me on the ship in order to prepare me to do this broadcast. What is going to happen is every major network around the world, all the major broadcast transmitters, will be overtaken by the Ashtar Command. When I say this, understand this is true. Now, whether you believe it's true or not, that's your individual, that's up to you. That's your freedom to believe or not believe. Doesn't matter to me. But it's going to happen, whether you believe it or not. And what's going to happen is the truth will be told to billions of people on the planet, overtaking scenes like CNN News, BBC, China News Agency, the Russian News Agency, all these major and minor news agencies in all the different parts of the world. Every single broadcast system will be overtaken from space. And when that happens, there will be a broadcast which I will be told I will be doing with 4 human Ashtar people behind me. I'll be sitting at some sort of a control panel, and I will be speaking on behalf of our galactic forces of light. So for those that don't know what's going on, I want to reiterate that this is going to be happening, just so you know. I wonder what Stephen Greer is going to say. All I can tell you, all these wonderful high-profile UFO people, what are they going to do? They'll probably have to watch it. Mr. you're welcome. Craig says we have nothing to lose, so much to learn. Sherry Williams, longer than 70 years. Absolutely right. That's right, Melissa. Everyone just needs to carry an open heart and mind. Things will change for the better. Hey, Michelle. Hello. Orion, NASA never gives a straight answer, and I want people never to believe anything NASA says, or the Pentagon, or the Ministry of Defense, or any agency that says, "Oh yeah, we believe in disclosure. We're gonna tell you the truth about this and that and everything else." I want people to stop depending on disclosure from any government in the world. It's not going to happen. It's going to happen here on this show. This is where the disclosure is happening, right here. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Oh, Michelle, you found out you're an Arcturian and a Lyran. Very beautiful. See, I love that. Terry says, I love helping people. I'm a nurse. Oh, good for you there, Terry. That's a beautiful profession. Let's see. I cry watching my soap opera every day. Okay. Chased only me. It was, okay, this person has a story. It looks like Tim Ura says, chased only me. It was about 8 to 10 people. When they caught me, they handed me a manila envelope, and I'm not sure. Can you give us an idea what that story's about, Thomas? I'm kind of confused. I missed last night's show. Hey, Tiffany, last night's show is on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. And so, as I was saying, the command has decided that I'm going to be broadcasting on their ship, from the ship, when we have, before contact, to do, a speech on their broadcasting system on the ship to the planet Earth. So they've selected me to do this, and they made the decision last night. Let's see here. Man, I'm doing a lot of talking tonight. Let's see here. I've been abducted and seen ships, so I will share soon. Marlo, would you like to come on tonight? What better time to come? Can you come on tonight? Do you have time to come on, Marlo? I'd love to have you on here. Matter of fact, I'm following you. Let me see what Marlo says. See if we get Marlo on here. Scissorhand says, would you like to hear my story of my ET girlfriend? Yes. Yes, I would. Is your ET girl? So this is interesting. Okay, yeah, I definitely would. I'm going to bring on Scissorhand Z. Again, the way it works here, you have to be over 18, no kids on the screen, no foul language or cursing, no drinking, no drugs, no alcohol, whatever, no cursing, no paranormal discussion whatsoever. And you can talk about your visitations, encounters, UFO sightings, stuff like that. We'd love to hear your story. I'm going to bring you on right now. I think if you're there. XX Infinity wants to come on too. Let me get this other person on. Let's see if they'll come on here. And I pray my screen stays the way it is. Scissorhand Z. If you want to come on live, just go to the multi-guest option. XX Infinity, we're going to bring up because they're already there. That will be my. And I
Hey,
knew that.
how are you?
We're doing good. And yourself?
I'm good. It's a really interesting topic. I have a story to share.
I
So,
would love to hear. And where are you located?
I live in Chicago, but I'm originally from Afghanistan.
Oh, okay. Very good. Glad to have you with us.
Well, thank you.
And tell us your story. Go ahead.
So in Afghanistan, we have a lot of videos on YouTube, people filming and stuff. Some of them about UFOs and these UFO ships and stuff. Which some of them are fake, but from what I have experienced and my older brother saw. So back in Afghanistan, we used to live, far away from the capital of Afghanistan.
Yes.
And at that place called Bamyan, it's a far away and very ancient place. We have these statues from like 5,000 years ago, and people had seen. We call it. People call it not. So Americans call these UFO. Call it UFO, right? Like
Yeah,
aliens. Our people
UFOs.
call it. Yeah, our people call it like we call it in our own language. It means plate because it moves like a plate. It's like plate, like
Oh,
inner
so
plate.
you look at you call it like a plate. We call it a UFO
Yes.
or yeah. Okay.
So people like 15 or 20 years ago in my had seen it before in Bamyan. It's
Mm-hmm.
part of our history that these kind of plate shaped things hadn't landed but had gotten close to one of those statues and took some I'm having a hard time to explain it in English, so
Okay.
I'm
You're
sorry,
doing all right.
but they had taken some stones, and also one time they took a woman and also a cow. It's I know it sounds very funny and my
And no, it
faith.
doesn't sound funny. It's no. That's called the being they abducted. They did an
Yes,
abduction.
yes. So and then my generation used to think that's just a history or some mythological thing that my people says, and seven back in the country, it was like late night, and my brother and I was trying to like help my uncle's car, which was fallen into
Mm-hmm.
you know was stuck on the road, so you were trying
Yeah.
to push it. It was really dark, and then my brother realized something was moving, and then had gotten a little bit slow. It wasn't like moving, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it hadn't any kind of lights or something, and no had no sound or anything, but it
Mm-hmm.
was looking like a plate, a plate-shaped
A
thing.
plate, yeah, like a UFO, like
Yes,
a flying saucer, yeah.
yes, yes. And then my brother told me to look at sky, look at that thing, and then that plate-shaped thing, which people now call it like UFOs and
Yes,
alien
flying
shape,
saucer, UFO, yes.
like moved so fast, it felt like turning on and off, your room's light.
Mm-hmm.
It moved that fast and had no sound or anything. You could just see like a plate-shaped thing, but the color of that was like gray, but you could see something was in
Right,
there in the sky.
right.
Yeah, some people might not believe it, but that's what I had experienced and wanted to share.
No, I think a lot of people here do believe it. My audience is a lot of people that have had experiences. You're amongst on this show. You will find that many people here actually have had experiences, so they will believe it. You're not amongst like a bunch of naysayers. Our audience is way different than that. So you're in a good place. This is the most popular UFO talk show, spiritual UFO talk show on social media.
Awesome, great, thank you. I'm sorry, I was too nervous. That's why I
Oh,
kind of
you did
like
great.
I might.
Oh, you did great. You did perfectly fine. Your English is perfectly good. I understood everything you were
Thank
saying.
you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, and there's a saying that by taking a spoon of water from an ocean, you cannot say that there is no sharks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
from
Right.
our very limited point knowledge, we cannot assume that there is no other creatures in the universe,
Yeah,
and beyond the universe,
that's
which we
right.
have no idea what it is. So yeah, that's what I want to share. Thanks a lot for your time. You have a good
Oh,
night.
thank you for coming up here. I appreciate you sharing your story. And this is a good place to be on Encounters. This is the number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media, and this is where everything's happening. So I'm glad you
Awesome.
found the show.
Thanks a
Absolutely.
lot. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming forward. And that was great. We have another person here. Who is that person? Yoshi Yahoo. Yoshi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself before I bring you up? Yoshi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what your story is? Let's see what Yoshi has to say. Yoshi, and you'll put comments in the comment section. I'd like to know a little bit about you before I bring you up here on the show. And if you want to be a guest on the show, don't be afraid to come on here if you have a story to tell regarding contact with the space people or visitations or documenting UFOs. Definitely anything in the galactic cosmic realm we're interested in. JCJD Cruz, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? So before I bring anybody else, I need to know what your story is. Greetings, Chris. I need to know what your story is in the comment section. Before I bring anybody up, I want to know what your story is. You have to be over 18. No kids on the show, no cursing, no foul language, no smoking, no drinking, drugs, no paranormal discussion. So you're welcome, Xfinity. I'm looking at people, so the commander will decide who's going to bring up. Um, as soon as but there's a few people that have been asking about things, and I want to make sure. I've been doing interviews for 21 years, so I'm very careful. I want to see what you're going to talk about before I bring you up. If you're not telling me what you're going to talk about, I can't just bring you on. I want to get to know what your story is. Chris says, true story of astral projection. Chris Brisk. The court says Brim has a story. Let's see here. Okay, Iron Horse says Look up Howard Storm. God is an artist. He asked Jesus and he told him, yours is life. I was probed. Jim says I was probed. Jim Machine Shop. So I think, Jim, you were abducted. Is that correct? I'm looking at all the stories here. There's a lot of stories here. Now, understand, I'm going to pick the story that I want to do first. I probably will get to interview all the people here, but I'm going to pick the one I want to do first. Let me see here. The commander is thinking. Whoops. Two humanoids, two very strange looking, Iron Horse. Jersey says encounters of the third kind. Jersey, can you explain your encounters of the third kind, what that was all about? Steve says, I have hundreds of videos and pictures. And believe me, I'll get to everybody on here. I'm just trying to decide who I want to bring on first as the host of the show. In California, forest 12 miles deep in the backwoods, no car access, only hiking. I'm going to bring Jim on first. Yes, we do. I'm going to bring Jim on first about what I think is an abduction story. Actually, Jim, I can't even bring you on. You only have 7 followers. I'm going to bring on Jersey says UFO landed in the golf course behind the house. That sounds interesting. Jersey, we're going to bring you on. And again, you have to be over 18, no foul language, no drinking, no smoking on screen. Jersey, if you want to come on and tell your story, press the multi-guest option. On the bottom, you'll see like a multi-guest option which says guests. And if anyone presses that, I can take a look at your names and see who I'm bringing up here. So there is a multi-guest option to become a guest. If you see it on your TikTok screen, press that. That will put you on the screen so I can take a look at you. And that is all you have to do. Okay, I'm going to bring Brim up and then Chris Brisk. I'm going to bring you up. Yoshi has not answered any questions yet, but I want to get Yoshi possibly up here. So bring Brim up here, and then Chris Brisk. You're watching Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. Hey, Brim, good to see you, brother. How you doing?
Oh, well, I have many encounters, but there's one that I am supposed to be telling everybody that nobody knows. And this might clear up some of the mystery of why we're here. Well, about a month ago, I went outside and I went to empty my trash, and all of a sudden I started feeling really lightheaded.
Mm-hmm.
And I dropped to my knee, like I always do for some reason. This blue light was all surrounded me, and it was like nighttime. And the next thing I know, I'm on the ship. And I'm like, well, why am I here? And, that Palladian that you sent me, she's always there now, everywhere I go. And
there you go.
To guide me. So we got up on the ship anyway. And I'm seeing a bunch of beings and this and that. She takes me to the tall white, and they're from the Celestial Council on a crystal ship. And she says to me, do you have a question? And I was like, yeah, I have a question. And I've always wondered, what is the history of the human race? And she giggled for a moment, and she said, well, let me tell you. The history that you guys know, it goes further back than that. I go, what do you mean? She says to me, humans right now, our universe is called dead space. And what that means is we are rich in very mineral area that we need, that all the other beings need in the universe. Humans had ruled other planets at one time, and what had happened was other beings, they were called the Taxions and the Zerons, I can't remember what their names are, but two races, they wanted what Earth had. So what had happened was there was a war. Well, it wasn't exactly Earth at the time, what the humans had. And they wanted what we had as a race, and they got in this huge war. Henceforth, they beat the snot out of the human race because they teamed up, and they basically wanted to annihilate the human race. So what she said to me was, we have to protect those, the rest of the humans there. So they put them on a planet, and it was orbiting Nibiru at the time with the Anunnakis, because the Anunnakis were the ones that were supposed to be protecting us. And when this was before Earth wasn't here, it was called Tiamat at the time. And when Nibiru came through this part of space, it smashed into Tiamat. And they evacuated all the humans and put them on the ships. So, and they kept them there for a while. And then when Earth started reforming, what I'm trying to say is, there was beings on the planet called Tiamat before. So what had happened was when the comet came down and all of that stuff hit the Earth, it caused like tidal waves of lava. And it basically made another layer. You know what I'm saying? You know how you have mountains when lava comes over? And that's what happened. And it caused an ice age, and it froze it over. So that's why you have the beings underground. It's because we don't know they're there, because they were covered by the lava and the water, and it froze it over. That's why you have all those beings underground. And as for the humans, they were put here. They were what's the word I'm looking for? They were
Okay, so I get the gist of what you're saying. Well, actually, the inner Earth, what we call a Gartha network, that exists. That exists. The Hollow Earth, what we call the Hollow Earth, very advanced spiritual people. I've talked about the Hollow Earth before. Yeah. It's called the subterranean cities, the Gartha network. There are beautiful cities within the Earth. So the Earth within the Earth exists with its own sun. It's very beautiful, and it's very different from what probably some of what she's saying would be accurate, but there's some things that are a little bit different in this timeline. Understand, Earth has different timelines. So on one Earth, the timeline could be exactly that way. On another Earth, the timeline will be totally different.
Yeah, and that's what she's saying, that a lot of the timelines, because there's a lot of jumping by the high spirituality that's going on, is jumping timelines. And the CERN is jumping timelines, and other beings are causing timelines. Oh, yeah. So we're randomly jumping through every timeline. But basically, that is what it was. And as I don't like to bring up the Bible too much, but the first part of the Bible,
try to stay from that.
Because when Cain and Abel had gotten that, when Cain had eliminated Abel, he said that they're going to annihilate me. So they marked his forehead and they sent him off to another land. Those people that he's talking about were called the Terrans, which were, in all actuality, those Terrans had evolved into the Tartarians, which the ones that the humans erased from history. So that is erased.
And again, understand the Bible is the one thing I tell people. There's things that are encoded in the Bible, but I tell people stay away from that stuff, because the real truth is not in these books on earth. The book is you. Like, if I can do anything to help people, it's to get in touch with your inner self, your cosmic self. If you do that, you will be making the ability to, when you have direct contact, when you eventually do, whoever you are, I know you've been doing it, but for people that don't, all these earth-based books have little bits and pieces of things in them, but you are the book. I try to tell people you are the actual cosmic book. You don't need the Bible to get your information from. You don't need some scientist to tell you the truth. This is all about busting the matrix. The information you get has always been encoded in you. It just has not been activated. When it's encoded but not activated, then it's just a matter of activating it and learning how to activate your own encodement.
That leads to the second part of this. After they told me this, I came back down here, and about 2 weeks later, I was sitting here, in my area, and I felt like something is going to happen to me today. Because I was looking to see if you were on. Nobody was on. So I was
not until 11 anyway.
Yeah. And next thing I know, it's like I phased. I'm sitting on that mountaintop I've always told you about. I'm sitting to a giant oval. I'm sitting Native American style, and I'm talking to this oval light. It was pure energy. I have never felt anything like that before in my life. It was like I was talking to a god, a source, I don't know. But this energy was so powerful, I could feel every emotion at the same time. I'm telling you, if you ever experience that, it blows your mind. And the things I couldn't even tell if it was a male or a female. It was just a voice, a harmonic voice. And in the middle was this white, tall being was standing there, and it talked to me. And I swear that I was talking to this thing for like 3 days. When I came down here, when I came back, my cigarette was not even completely gone. And the things that it told me, I can't even, there's just so much. I mean, yeah, I got a lecture. Of course, I got a lecture. What I'm supposed to be doing, how do I handle things, and then it told me other stuff that I don't know if I should say right now because
you don't have to. I mean, put it this way: there are certain things that you, Brim, just need to inner reflect on until you understand it. And so, the best thing to do is not that I don't want you to say anything. It's just that I think you're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and they said basically that a lot of what they told me I can't tell yet because it will alter the course. It will alter the course of things. I have to let things play out.
Right. Even if you say something, it won't alter anything. Thank you for the River Blues. Nothing will be altered because everything is divinely planned already. So nothing is going to alter. What's going to do, maybe timelines will change in terms of contact, but nothing can alter what's already going to be happening for this particular planet and this universe, which is the upliftment of all of the life forms throughout the multiverse in this particular realm. If I say a specific word, it's not going to change what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be coming and it'll be there. Now, whether it rains or whether you get a tornado, whether it's sunny out or whether it's windy out, that cannot be predicted. But what can be known is that something will be happening and will exist the next day, right?
What I can tell you is, I asked about this here, I don't care, but there are 7 ships around this planet. They're all various beings, the Ashtar Command, the Celestial Council, the Divine Council, the Emerald Order, they all have their ships. And the coolest one that I've been on was this tube-looking ship. On outside, it rotates one way, and on the other side, and the inside, it rotates another way. And inside, you see med beds. And on top and inside those med beds are beings. And I said, why are they there? Are they hurt? They said, no. What it is when spiritual beings want to go to Earth, they come in here. We take their essence, and we send it to Earth so it can be reborn.
Yeah. So what they're saying is when they send their essence to Earth, what they're doing is then their space bodies put in stasis, which is something I've known. My friend Athena, who doesn't have social media, told me this years ago when I used to do gatherings in Connecticut of the Ashtar Command, that your body, your physical space body, is very well protected in what we call stasis, and that's where the bodies are. So a lot of people that are here that are awoken that know, remember, like a lot of my viewers know where they're from, and when they say they're from Pluto or they're from whatever planet they're from, hypothetically speaking, they remember that where they came from. Their space body is in stasis on a spaceship.
The ship is called Eve.
I'm not sure if it's called Eve, but there's a number of spaceships. My friend April has been on the spaceship that has bodies in stasis, and they've never called it Eve, but there is a spaceship. There might be more than one spaceship. I think there's multiple ships that have bodies in stasis.
Yeah,
but there are bodies in stasis, and those bodies, you here are watching this, some of you who know who you are, who have woken up, that you've come from somewhere else or that you came here from somewhere else. Your physical space body is in stasis right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now.
And they were saying something about they told me to tell you to watch out for the Arcturian web.
The Arcturian web?
Yes.
What is the Arcturian web?
It's the some of the Arcturians had turned, dark.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. No worries. Don't even, I don't even worry about that. I am well protected.
They just said to make you aware and let the others know over there.
Yeah.
They don't really, the Celestial Council and the ships that I talk to don't really talk to the Ashtar Command. They're like you all work together, but it's separate entities, if I'm explaining it right.
What happens is they will all come together in council meetings of the Ashtar Command. They do. They'll come together when that is necessary. I can tell you right now, Brim, I am not worried about any negative ETs trying to get in touch with me. They will be blasted out into the universe. I've never had any problems, and I'm not going to have it now. So if you know me, you know the commander is up on his game. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm just passing the message.
I know. Yeah, I want to... And any final things, I want to try to see who these other folks are. Chris Brisk and Yoshi Yahoo.
Sure. All right. Talk to you later.
Okay, my friend. I'm glad you came on. It's been a while. So I appreciate you sharing some of your stuff too,
Oh, yeah. There's a lot more.
I got you. All right. Take care and have a good evening. All right. We're going to bring on another guest. We're going to bring on, we got all kinds of folks here. Chris Brisk. Chris, good evening. Welcome to Encounters. Hopefully. If TikTok works correctly.
Hopefully.
Hello.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
We're doing good.
I'm gonna keep my camera off.
Okay.
Simply because I like it dark for myself.
Okay.
But, what I wanted to speak on, I grew up in West Virginia, a small town in West Virginia, close to the mountains, where the big satellite is.
Oh, yes.
Yes, where they listen to the space. And I lived in a small town called Martinsburg. The sky at night was almost like you could touch it. That's how close you were to the sky. So sometimes when I was outside at night, I would feel my body vibrate. And I used to believe that it was the satellite. You know what I'm saying? Like some type of vibration. But when I moved down here to where I live at now, I still vibrate, but it's different. It's on a different level. But when I was younger, I lived in a farmhouse, and I laid on the bed because I was so bored. I was bored out of my mind that I drifted from outside my body. I was looking down at my body, and my eyes were open because I told myself that I could do it. Like in the movie, there's a movie, and I could do it. And I did it, and I felt my body vibrating. And that was the first time that I ever felt vibration. I was about 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, 15 years old. And I was never taught about your energy, or, what I'm saying, how you have these powers and abilities
Right.
as,
Within us.
as a being from I know where I come from. Like, I always miss it. Always feel like a longing that I've never been able to talk about this. This really feels good to talk about.
Oh, good.
Always had this longing inside myself that I belonged somewhere else, and that this is not, how people call the earth home. This is not
Yes.
home. I've
Right. Your
never
home is
felt like
somewhere
home.
else.
Yes.
Do you know where you come from? Do you now know? Do you remember where you come from?
I remember green. I remember it was like an emerald color, like a green. And I was born on the 9th of August in 1976.
Okay.
So that's a real specific time for those who are illuminated, of this world. You know what I'm saying? As far as power
Yeah. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
concerned. So
Yep.
they, I was put here. So I started to recognize my power because I've, forgot who I was when, I was born. I started to recognize or come of thought of the powers and the abilities within myself. And being around West Virginia and a place of like where there's civil war and all that kind of, the
Yeah.
Antietam battlefield and all that, where I grew up, there's a lot of bloodshed, and you feel a lot of, it's like a depression. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
We try to stay away from the paranormal stuff, but I do understand you're
yeah.
just talking about
No,
the
I'm
history.
talking about like the spiritual part of like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yourself.
Oh,
Like,
yourself. Okay.
yeah.
Have you had
So,
contact? Have you had? I get the feeling you've been
yeah,
contacted.
I have.
I know you have.
That being it vibrated, I feel a lot of vibration. I have a lot of anxiety, and I didn't have that until something happened to me last year. I lost a friend from a shooting in Jacksonville in a store, in a Dollar General store, and I lost my vibration, and so I have a lot of anxiety and depression because of this hate crime. So, but before this, I used to vibrate so high that I attracted so many people. And I felt like this is like an attack on me, so I can't get back to my home for some reason. So, when I was younger, I dwell upon those things that are missing. I have to get my connection back and my vibration.
So let me ask you a question. It sounds like it sounds like you're a little bit sad. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes, very much.
Let me ask you a question. I don't know how much you know about what I do, but I'd like to help you. And I work with the Ashtar Command. I'm from off planet. I'm a Christed
Okay.
being of light. And if you tell me yes, I will help you right now. And your sadness, your depression will be gone. And we're going to help you if you want me to.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to help you. I feel very strongly about this. I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
I want you to breathe in and breathe out of your nostril about 3 or 4 or 5 times until you're totally relaxed.
Okay.
Okay, you feel a little bit more relaxed?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, good. Okay. What we're going to do now is I'm going to send a spaceship cloaked about 15,000 feet above your location. Where are you located now?
In Florida.
In Florida? Okay.
Yes.
So they're going to be there now. We're going to send, they're saying five space people They're saying they're going to send 5 space people of the command off on the ground level. These are men and women. They're about 7.5, 8 feet tall. They're human.
Okay.
Their vibrational levels are of Christ at levels of light. They can come into the house without even knocking on the door, so to speak.
Right. Already know that.
Okay, so 3 of them are on the outside of your house, working on the energies around the house just to see what's going on. You don't have any basement, do you?
No.
Okay, most people don't. So they're coming into your pattern of your house. In a moment, it's for some reason, 1 man and 1 woman. You're going to be feeling an energy shift in the room.
Okay.
Matter of fact, you should start feeling it now.
Yeah.
Okay. The woman is going to touch your neck. I don't know why the neck is so important, but
Yeah. I already know.
the neck.
Mm-hmm.
She's touching your neck now, correct?
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. She's going to clear your energy in your body. The other one, the man, will be also helping assist. These are what we call medical people from our ship.
Right.
And she's going to keep her hand on your neck area. She's working on reconstructing your physical vibrational patterns, which are a little bit out of your vibrational patterns have been out of sync, and they're going to put the vibrational patterns into a sync of energy that will lift it back up into a high vibrational frequency.
Yes.
And
yes.
so they're going to do that right now as you keep your eyes closed. The man is going to touch you on the forehead where the depression or the sadness has come from your consciousness.
Right.
He's going to work on your consciousness throughout your molecular structure of your brain. And that is going to be done right now. In a moment, you'll feel him softly touching your forehead.
Okay.
Do you feel it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So she's working on the neck area for another reason. He's working on the forehead for your consciousness. They're going to scan your whole physical body. They have a scanning device. You won't. It's something that you won't really see or anything, but they are scanning your energy, and they're also fixing the things that affected you to be in a state of sadness, and they're going to take away the sadness. You're going to be able to vibrate at a much higher vibrational level. So when they are done doing what they are doing, you also will be able to connect with your star family. I know that you've been wanting to do that for a lot of years, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I know that to be true. So what they're doing now is going to help you. All these blocks that were in your consciousness are being taken away. Every block that you had is being taken away. You'll be able to communicate with your star family very shortly. The energies are very amped up, and my vibrational patterns coming through your phone right now. This happens when I do this.
Right.
So yes, my vibrational, and I have really no control over that part of it. It just happens with technology, and I've gotten used to it when I do this to people.
My energy messes with the electric a lot.
Yes.
Electricity and stuff.
Yes. And so you have a lot of energy. It's going to be once they get everything in alignment, you will be able to connect it within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
With your star family. I'm going to have you do a few things before we finish up what we're doing here. It's very important to do this. And what is going to happen is, as you're doing this and they're working with you right now, this is the best time to do this for you. I want you to say, I'm a Christed being of light.
I'm a Christed being of light.
I want you to say it again. I am a Christed being of light.
A Christed being of light. Yeah.
And I will never, ever be depressed again.
I will never, ever, ever be depressed again.
And I will have joy in my being.
And I will have joy in my being.
I will have joy in my heart.
and I'll have joy in my heart.
And I will be able to make contact with my star family.
And I will be able to make contact with my star family.
Beautiful. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Yes, I know I will. I know I will. I used to feel them all the time, especially down here in Florida when I moved here a couple years ago. And I used to vibrate so high, I used to feel like that I was floating in the air. And I
Yes.
lived in a really, let's say, a lot of crime. And I used to be able to walk them streets safe. And I mean, gunshots around me, but nothing ever touched me.
No.
It was a spiritual thing. It was a
Yeah.
spiritual thing that attacked me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a physical. It was a
Right.
spiritual thing that attacked me. And I
Well, it's,
felt it.
yes.
I felt that impact. And that's why I like to talk about these things and not to be afraid to speak on the power and ability that you have to heal other people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, you're never going to have any attacks anymore on you. You're going to be
No.
protected. There's going to
Right.
be a shield put. What we're doing is, and this happens with a number of people I've helped. There's an invisible shield that will be put on your property,
Right.
and this shield will be a gift to you. This shield will be in the devices they're putting around your property, as I'm seeing it visually, cannot
Yes.
be seen by anybody. No,
Yeah,
you
no
know,
spiritual. Yeah.
the government cannot monitor these devices. They're not going to be seen by them.
Right. Right.
You know,
Because they
see,
monitor me a lot. They do that a lot. I know that I've
yes.
been I have RH negative blood, and I try to find my history on my family and stuff. My mom, she doesn't know her father, and we did DNA and stuff like that. And my family is from the Normans and the La Follettes. Yeah. So, but I was never really told anything. I always thought I just came from the mountains. I didn't know that my family was fleeing from different places.
Wow.
Yeah, and they hid in West Virginia. So this is a lot for me to be able to speak these things because I was told to be quiet and not to talk about.
Oh, you see, they
Not,
should never told you to be quiet. It's
yeah,
never a good thing to hold in the things that have affected you. It only
exactly.
builds up
Yes,
that sadness. But
yes,
now you're going to have nothing but beautiful
right,
experiences.
right.
And the two space people that are with you now, and the other three that are outside, we're going to have them stay with you. I'm just listening to what they want to do. They'll stay with you for 3 days, 3 additional days.
Okay.
So you're going to be blessed with the Ashtar Command people there. There are 5 of them total,
Yeah.
2 men and 3 Ashtar space women. Before they leave, they might just show you their physical selves. They're very beautiful. They'll be
Yeah,
in
I've
their space
seen.
suits or space outfits, so to
Yeah,
speak.
I have seen it before. I've
Hmm.
seen. It wasn't like anything iridescent or anything like that. It wasn't like
Hmm.
green or anything like that. It was a vibration, and if you can look, and that's what I always tell people. I vibrate. There's some people that see visual, like
Hmm.
colors and stuff, but I see
Yeah,
vibration.
you see
And
vibrations. Yeah, that's
yes,
beautiful.
yeah,
That's really beautiful. You see
yeah. So other
vibration.
right. So even people connect or try to talk to me without moving their lips. And I used to be able to read people, and I couldn't do that, but I can
Hmm.
do that now. You know what I'm saying? I can
Yeah.
do that now. And I used to be able to feed people information to keep them from being able to stay here as long as they can without, like taking their own self away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From this,
Well,
you know.
so what they're going to do now, the command's going to help you. The next few days, they're going to teach you how to focus on Well, focus on helping others, but they want you to focus on connecting with your space family in
Yeah.
the next few weeks. And once that happens, your space family will work with you at that point continually on various things. You'll be able to communicate with them
Okay.
telepathically. And you're going to
Okay.
have that beautiful experience. That's what
Yeah.
they're telling me.
Yeah. Yeah. I already know it. When it was first spoken to me, when you
Mm-hmm.
first spoke it to me, I felt it. I already felt it, and I haven't felt that energy and vibration in a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while.
You sound a lot happier than you were before.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, yeah. Now I know that I feel, you know, a good vibration. Not a
Mm-hmm.
negative one, because I have so
Right.
many. I have so many stories to tell people about the things that I seen when I was younger as a kid. Like things in the sky, and they didn't look like spaceships or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And where I
Mm-hmm.
lived at in West Virginia, they have a lot of hidden mountains and things that the government has underground bunkers and stuff in the
Oh,
mountains.
yeah. Oh, I'm
And
sure they do.
they do. And as a kid, we used to go and search through and look through things, and I remember we discovered, certain places that when you stepped over like a certain place, you felt like you were going into another dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably kind of were. There's also, that was in the Appalachian Mountains, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's not only government bases in the Appalachians, there's also entrances into the inner earth.
Yes. Yes. Like dimensions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And
Well, you've
I've
been a blessing, too. Go ahead.
yeah, I have to get off here myself. I have to rest my eyes. But I want to say, like, when when older adults say that children, you know, um, they don't know better. Children are teaching us, the young ones that are just put on this earth, about the things that are most precious, to
Mm.
us, and that is, knowledge, and because we want to learn. So,
Yeah, the kids.
yeah. So I try to, I want to teach people and tell people that listen to the little ones, and you don't have to have a childish mind, but you can have the thought, or thinking of a
Yeah.
child, because they're very intelligent,
Yeah,
very.
absolutely. Thank you, Karen. Well, Chris, I want to thank you for being here. You're
Yes.
such a
Yes.
beautiful, beautiful soul. I am
Yes.
so happy. And everyone, thank you for the gifts, Winnie and everybody.
Thank
You are
you.
just a
Appreciate it.
beautiful person. When I hear your voice at the beginning and I knew there was sadness, I knew that I had to help you and send a spaceship over where you are and send some of our Ashtar Command people. They're going to also
Yes.
do some, the other three are going into the other rooms in your house or what have you, and they're clearing all the energy in the room. All the
Oh,
vibrational
thank
patterns are
you.
being cleared out. So when you
Yes,
go
I
into
need
those
that.
rooms, your energy patterns in those rooms are going to be vibrating at a much higher rate than they were before you came on the show.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I've been asking for a cleanse for a while.
Well, we love you. The command loves you, and I
Yes.
send my love to you here as well.
Thank you. I appreciate you, and you guys have a good night.
Okay? And you
All
too. And
right.
those two people are going to still work with you,
Okay.
and they will be with you for the next few days.
Okay. You have
All
a
right?
blessed night.
You too, Chris. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on. All right. Another person helped. You see, that's what we do here, folks. This is not just your typical nuts and bolts UFO show with a person wearing a suit and tie interviewing some former military official. You know, I do what I do. I do what I do. Thank you so much for the helmet. And I will do my best when it comes time to speak to the whole planet. I will do my best to be the best representative of the Ashtar Command when I go on the ship to do this broadcast coming shortly. I will be broadcasting to billions of human beings. So I will learn how that process works. I'm always learning. Now, I never stop learning anything. If we stop learning, that becomes dangerous. But I'm going to learn from the command what I need to do. They activated me months ago to be able to do this for people on here. I never used to do this, and now I'm doing it. So, yeah, I will help. That's what we're here to do. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I'm here to help people, hear their stories, help them when I can. Isn't that what we're here to do? And that's what I'm here to do. So, yeah. Honey, that's right. Tie-dye does rock. This is a great tie-dye shirt, by the way. Peace out. You're very welcome. I feel most blessed when I can help somebody. I feel most blessed when I interview somebody that's been through things like this. And if I can help them unconditionally, I'm going to help them. You know, if I have the ability to help them, why not? Right? Is that part of my mission work? Thank you for the roses. You know, really. As I sit here pondering my thoughts. And if you want to be on the show and had been visited by space people, if you've had any contacts, been abducted, documenting UFO sightings, anything, crop circles, Bigfoot, fairies, mer people, we would love to hear your story. You have to be over 18, no foul language, no drugs, no drinking, no smoking, no paranormal discussion, no kids on the show. Who's going to do the tie-dye for my family? I don't know. Marlene, I have no idea. Okay, Steve says, I'm going to bring Steve on. I know Steve wants to share some stories here. Steve will be our next guest, and we're going to bring him on to the show. And we'll bring him on next. This is the most number one UFO spiritual talk show on social media, folks, anywhere in the world. Steve, welcome to our program.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing? Whereabouts are you located?
Cleveland, Ohio area.
Okay. Well, give us some background when things started happening in this whole area.
Yeah, it was about a year and a half ago. I'm driving home from work, and it's late, about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I see these two red orbs in front of me. I'm driving down a quiet road, and I'm driving, and I say to myself, I'm slowing down. There's no cars around, and the one orb disappears out of sight. The other one, it's still kind of doing its thing, just hovering around. And I say out loud to myself, like, I'm not going to record you.
Right.
All of a sudden, the orb goes away, and it turns into this. It looks like it's hard to explain, a two-dimensional rectangle with red lights connecting at all four corners, and it's black and gray swirling throughout the entire thing. And then after that, I think about it all the time. I kind of let it go, and I start recording these things. Like I can record them. I have hundreds of recordings.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. They're dimensional. I don't think they're from another planet. They're dimensional beings. And
when you say dimensional, so for example, they're like when I teach people in my workshops, and in 21 years of whatever, and since I've been coming to Earth as a contactee, there are many dimensions and many parallel realities. So
time doesn't exist for them as it exists for us.
That's right. There's no time and space.
There's no
that's
time.
Right.
It's not real. There's no time.
That's what I was getting at.
Yes.
Okay.
They do not
gotcha.
like. They don't act on time. The recordings I have, it's pretty mind blowing, to be honest with you. I can point my phone at the sky and record, and I can record UFOs. I've recorded beings, but the only way to actually see them is to slow it down so slow that these things actually start showing up in real time.
Now, can you tell our audience, Steve, what the beings look like? I'm very fascinated by that part.
I'm gonna tell you what. There's a lot of different kinds. It's wild. I mean, if you saw what I have recorded, it's wild. Some look like grays, but I really don't think the grays. I think the grays actually work for whoever it is, or it's a manifestation of what these beings actually are. Because I have stuff that goes from an orb. It's an orb floating around really fast, and will turn into a being, and then back into an orb and shoot off. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Pretty
Yeah,
wild.
definitely a lot. So do you feel like in over a year of this stuff happening to you, do you feel, even though all these things are happening on many different levels of consciousness, galactically speaking, do you feel any specific contact that you have with a specific race of space beings?
No, I don't know if I actually feel that. I do feel that they're good. They're not bad. It's not
Okay.
a bad feeling. I know it's a good feeling, and yeah. I mean,
It sounds like you're happy, and you're having, they're having the beings that are contacting you they want to essentially communicate with you and have
Yeah, they do.
interaction.
That's real. Yeah. 100%.
I don't feel any negativity in what you're
None.
telling me. I think
Absolutely none.
you're having a really good time with this.
It creeped me out at first. At first, it was actually kind of creepy that I could point my camera and record at any time, and this stuff would pop up. That actually creeped me out. I got used to it, and it's cool. I'm at peace with it. It's not a bad thing. They're definitely good. It's a positive thing.
So let me ask you, Steve, why do you think now in your adult life you were contacted?
I don't know. I have no idea. These things, I mean, it's actually, they did, you can look this up. This happened. Last year in September, there were military drills in the Cleveland, Ohio area, these helicopters. You can look it up. They were trying to contact these things. They're probably, I can go outside right now. They're up in the sky. I mean, they cloak themselves, but they're there. I know it sounds bananas, but it's real.
Oh, it doesn't sound bananas. I tell people, they tell me their stories. They say, you think you're going to sound crazy or whatever. My audience around the world, if it was 30 years ago, maybe the public's perceptions of this has changed, more supportive than it is less. So don't ever feel you're nuts or crazy. You're not.
Yeah, no, I know I'm not. But it's just so off the wall what I'm talking about. It's wild. It's wild. It's a lot for people to wrap their heads around.
It's kind of beautiful, though. I mean,
it is.
Now, are you near any? Now, what you're in an area? Can you tell me where you are again? Are you near a lake area or anything like that?
No, I'm south of Cleveland.
South of Cleveland. Okay.
Yeah, Strongsville, Ohio.
Okay. Historically, in Strongsville, that region, have you studied any historic documents of UFO sightings in that area?
No, not so much. I mean, I've been researching this really heavily for the past since it happened.
Really?
Yeah, no, they're just, I don't know. I feel like people don't look up enough. You know, if you don't record them, like, they almost look like, some of them look like almost like an airplane, but not. It's more of a square rectangle with flash. It'll be white and red flashing lights. And then when they come down low, they reveal what they really are. And it's a gigantic disc. Some of them.
Yeah.
But the first one I saw was a giant rectangle.
Yeah, so they probably have large ships that are cloaked. So you're saying that military military people have been trying to contact these craft?
Yeah, last year, September.
In September.
Yeah.
So
it's on the internet.
Why is the military trying to contact these space people?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen them out there. They were using helicopters. They would have like a beam under the helicopter, and they would try to flash these. Okay, so these things would flash these, not signals. I guess it would be like almost like a signal. I guess, I don't know. They would like go from like two triangles touching to different like symbols. They had symbols. These things will flash symbols, and the military was trying to contact them with the lights through their symbols. It was bizarre. They didn't really respond to that, and
Well, of course, they obviously probably don't want anything to do with our government.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah, 100%.
Because our government's been lying to the public, and if the military was able to contact them, the first thing the military would want to do is try to control them.
I don't think they can control these things, dude. There's no
there's no
that's
control.
not real. Yeah, they're not
They're dealing with more. You know already that you're dealing with very advanced
Oh yeah,
beings,
yeah,
and there's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
yeah.
Well, your story is amazing. You need to message me so I can see some of your footage.
I would love to. Honestly, I'd
know?
love to. It's amazing. It's really amazing. The fact that you could do this. Go outside, point your phone at the sky, during the day, at night, whenever, and if you slow it down so slow, these things will actually appear. I'll send you the stuff.
Yeah, I'd
It'll
like to
blow
see
your
it.
mind, dude. I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
I'm ready for it. I know you are. I'm ready for it. Anyway, I want to tell you, Steve, I want to thank you for coming up here. I
Thank
was
you.
going to get you on. I had so many requests. I said, well, who am I going to bring on first? But it was well worth bringing you up here. I thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's nice to be able to talk
Everybody
to somebody about
follow, and everyone follow Steve, and he has some incredible stuff. And thank you again, Steve, for sharing some really. This is what disclosure is about. It's the stories like Steve. This is disclosure. The government's not going to tell us anything.
No.
We're getting it from you.
Yeah.
People like Steve and my other guests. Your disclosure. Don't wait for the government to tell you the truth. You'll find it out here on Encounters. Hey, Steve, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay. Thank
There
you.
you
Take
go.
care.
You too.
Bye.
You too. Let me just do this here. And hello, April. April's out there. Hello, April. Good morning. Good morning, April. I see you. My sister's out there in Vermont. And who's my next guest? What else is going on here? We've had some awesome guests here tonight, and it is a beautiful night. Hey there, April. Hello. Good to have you with us. And April, if you need to come up, let me know. If there's any information you want to share, just touch the button, and I'll bring you on. I'll bring you on my spaceship. My ship has a lot of openings here tonight. And let's see. Oh, somebody said they have a lot of stories. Thank you for the helmet. I appreciate it. Beamy. There's somebody that said they had a story. I can't believe they only had 4 or 5 followers and they're able to come up. How does that work? How does somebody with 4 followers? Cars sound me, cars passed. Oh, peace out. We're going to bring this person up because this person has 5 followers and I can actually bring them up. James Sinellis. James, let me see here. James. We're going to bring James up. Again, you have to be over 18. No kids on the show, no smoking, no drugs, no vaping, no cursing, no
I'm
paranormal
blocked, right?
discussion.
So you can't see
Okay,
me.
James.
How you doing?
Hey, peace out. Good. How you doing? Peace out.
All right.
And I know you only have like 5 followers. It's I've had some people with very little followers. And
Yeah.
I don't know how it's working. You're able to come on live, so that's amazing. Anyway, tell us your story. What happened to you out that way?
I'm in California. There's a lot of things out here at night, especially on clear. I was standing outside. I live out here by Victorville, so in California. Well, I was outside, clear night, clear, see the stars, everything. Okay, remember it's dark, it's night, clear. So I was looking in the sky, and I seen 2 big dark like spots.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Spots, not no lights, no nothing. Like shadows going
Yeah.
through going through the sky. Clear though. Remember
Yeah.
I could see the dark spots in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking and I'm looking, they're going towards like up north. Like there's a base kind of towards that way. I don't know which one, but they're going that way. And I called up on a radio station. This is a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They said that a couple of people did call and say they did see something going by, but I did see 2 black. Remember, this is beautiful sky night. It's dark, but these were 2
Mm-hmm.
big black shadows going slow, like low, real low, where I could like
Mm-hmm.
about high, a little bit higher than a pole, like a telephone pole, but
And
going
were they
that low.
moving? Were they
No,
moving
slow,
fast
just
or
like it's
slow?
slow, just like they were gliding through the sky. No sound,
Mm-hmm.
no nothing, just floating by. And
Do you think that?
I watched them go all the way until like where the lights. That's what caught me to notice them in the dark was the lights, the stars. They
Yeah.
reflected.
So they reflected.
Yeah,
Do you
like
think they were? Do you think they were our government? Our government reverse engineered stuff, or do you think it was extraterrestrial?
Uh, I really can't say because I know there's a lot of things that happen out here. You
Hmm.
know, around here in California, up north. But like I said, these didn't have no sound. It had no light. But I mean, if they were trying to hide, I could see them
Yeah, you're
plain.
able to see them.
Yeah, because that whatever if they're trying to hide in the night, they can't because they're darker than
Hmm.
the night. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
the reason why too, it was like I said when it caught. That's what caught me is because the stars. The stars
Hmm.
like glittered. Something glittered off it, and that's what made me catch my
Interesting.
eyes.
Very interesting story.
But I have
Uh,
another one for you if I have any time. I don't,
yeah, tell us. Yeah, tell us your story. I know there's a lot of folks that want to come on live, but I want to hear this other story from you. And
okay.
what's your first name, by the way?
My name's James.
James, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go and continue with your second story.
All right. Well, my other one is how do I start? So I got that one. All right. Do you believe in? Well, I just found out. Okay. I don't
Well,
know if
put it
you
this way.
believe.
I just before we get into what I believe in, if it's anything paranormal, we don't get
Nah.
into that. If it's
Nah. It was just
okay,
something to do with like believing. How you say? Um. I just walked out. Okay. I'll say it this way. It's how it is. It was early in the morning. It was like I'll say 4:30 in the morning. You know, I get up always that time because everybody gets up early to go to work. So I always get up early in the morning to go throw out the trash. And
mm-hmm,
again, it was a clear night, right? I mean, a clear sky, nothing in the sky.
right,
So I went outside, and I always look up in the sky. I always look at it clear, and I can see the stars and the planets, wherever I could see clear.
yeah,
And I always look at. I'm like, in my head, I was thinking, in my head, I look up at the sky, and go, man, why can't I see a UFO before I go? Man, I'm seeing all these things, showing on TV and everything, right? So I go and I'm taking out the trash. I turn around and I'm not lying. It's clear sky. The moon's facing always where it faces. And I look up, uh, a bright orange light, like right,
mm-hmm,
right in the sky, just
mm-hmm,
came up, poof, flashed in front of me, but far where I could see it.
right.
Like whatever I said, whatever was right, it had it. I'm not saying I'm crazy, but
You're not
it
crazy.
read my mind. So whatever I said
Yeah,
in my head, like I said, I want to see you. Why can't I? It This light just poof showed in the sky where
right,
I got scared. Well, I screamed, right? I screamed, not screamed, but I yelled for the
right,
the
right,
person
right,
where I was at, and they came out. They're like, "What's wrong?" Because there's nobody outside. Remember, it's 4:30 in the
right.
morning. They're like, "What?" And I go, "Look," and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And when I said, "Look," it
Yeah.
it like went away, right? But not all the way because I was still looking where it was, and I could see like a little speck,
Ah,
a dot,
it kind,
and I
it kind
and
of,
I
it kind of cloaked itself.
yeah, and I kept trying to tell her. I was like, look, I go, you don't, because I was trying to say, look, that's where I seen it, and I go, and it's still there, and she's like, I don't see anything, I just see the
Right.
stars, and I'm
Good.
like, no, the speck, there's a little light speck. It went like when it disappeared, it disappeared into that little speck, like it
Wow.
like vacuum. And
Amazing.
and to me,
Amazing.
I was like, man, whatever that was, it read my mind. Because I said
Yeah.
I wanted to see something, and I got it answered, bro. I
Well,
said before,
James, what that is when you're not thinking about it, you weren't thinking about it, how it's going to work. You were having a telepathic communications with a group of space beings on that craft, on that UFO. So it's not the UFO that was responding. It's just the UFO is a mechanism. A spaceship is just a mechanism to travel from one place to the other. You actually made contact with some sort of space beings that responded to your message
just on that moment at
consciously.
that time, huh? Like
Yeah.
just happened to be
Yep.
on an accident at that moment at that time or something.
You
Cause
weren't thinking about it. That's why it happened.
yeah, it was weird though. It was just like, and it
Yeah.
happened. I ain't lying. It happened. So
No, really. No, I get it.
it just whoever it was answered me. They answered my thoughts, whatever I thought in my head. They answered me.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
said,
See?
"You got to see it. Now you believe in what you just seen, right?" In my head, I
Yeah.
said, "Yep." I said, "Yes."
See? And you can re-enter that consciousness if you, like, I don't know if you meditate. Your consciousness within a certain point, when you said it, you weren't even thinking about whether it was possible. Your consciousness knew it was possible, therefore facilitated this communications with some space group of space beings who appeared and showed you their ship.
Okay, now would you believe me? Like I stayed like 3 days later, right? I was going to sleep. I had two dreams the same. The one dream is I was laying like out in the
Mm-hmm.
desert, right? I was laying on my back in the desert, all dirt, and there was something in front of me, standing in front of me, but talking to me in my head in my dream, telling me choose a face, and I was like choose a face, and it said choose a face that you wouldn't be afraid of, and I didn't know what it meant by that, but the first the first thing that came to my head was a cartoon character, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what the face changed into, and it said, "Are
Yeah.
you?" So this wouldn't you wouldn't be afraid of. That's what it was trying to tell me. Like
Mm-hmm.
pick something you wouldn't be afraid of, and it was gonna talk to me, but it didn't say because I woke up.
Yeah.
But it happened to me twice. But then after
Well,
that,
you know what so, James, that's what they call telepathic communication through your sleeping state. They were communicating with you from telepathy through a conscious to conscious state. So, even though you were dreaming and sleeping, that's also a time when space people or beings can communicate with you in that state of consciousness.
yeah, because what I remember, it asked me, it said for me to ask whatever I wanted to know. That's what it
Hmm.
said, and like after that, I woke up. I never.
Well, if you go back into that dream state tonight, if you focus on what you remember, try to go back into that dream state. And actually, when you go there, before you go to sleep, just say to yourself, I wish to go back to the dream state of where I was contacting you, the space people. I want to know where you're from. Ask them where they're from, who they are. Ask all those questions in your dream state. That is where you're having the contact with them.
Yeah. Yeah, but
If you're willing
thank
to
you.
do it, you can
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for having me on here, man.
Hey man, it's been a pleasure. You know, you only have like 5 followers, and still blows my mind. I've had a few people, and you're supposed to have like 50, but you have
Yeah,
only 5. I'm just not even going to try to figure it out. Anyway, thanks for being on here. We appreciate your
yeah.
story
Thank you.
and your viewership. You're watching the most popular real UFO spiritual talk show on social media.
Thank you, sir.
All right, James. Thank you so much. James was our guest. We've had so many great guests here. And if anyone wishes to join us, you have to be over 18. No kids on the show, no foul language, no drugs, no smoking, no vaping, all that stuff. No paranormal discussion. If you have a contactee experience of the positive kind, we'd love to hear your story. If you are having sightings of spaceships or mer people, or if you're seeing fairies, Bigfoot, any of these things, anything related to the cosmic, we'd like to hear your story. They're coming up to about 1:06 in the morning on planet Earth. This is Encounters, a show that's out of this world. Totally. And if you want to be a guest, touch the multi-guest icon. You're welcome to join us if you have something you want to share. We'd love to hear your story. Now, I'm broadcasting on Earth right now. I am on the planet, just to let people know I'm not on any spaceship right now, but I am on planet Earth. That I can tell you right now. Let me see here. RTA Art, seeing UFOs in Texas. Here we go. They have 20 followers, and I can bring them up. RTA Art, you're my next guest with 20 followers. 4 orange orbs. If you decide to come up, you can come up live on the show. You have to be over 18, and we'd be happy to have you on the program. They saw 4 orange orbs. Interesting. We're almost at 100,000. We're at 96.7, 96.8. If everyone taps on the screen, Yeah, you did need 200, Chrissy. The thing is, TikTok is very weird, Chrissy, because I've had guests on here with 4 followers, 5, 10. So I've just given up figuring that out. I don't understand it myself, but as long as they're good people, I bring them up. And let's see what we got going here. Let's see what we have. Commander, just to clarify, the book Communion was a true story written by Christopher Walken. I thought Whitley Strieber wrote the book Communion. I have to study Christopher Walken. I'd have to see who that is, Nancy. And I did meet Whitley Strieber many years ago. Whitley Strieber and me did not get along too well. Whitley Strieber, I felt, was very standoffish when I met him at a UFO conference here in Connecticut. Pittsburgh, welcome you. Good to see you. We're getting towards almost 100,000. When we get to 100,000, I want to call it a night here. It's been a long evening. Hey, James, good to see you. James, you had a question for me. I didn't get to answer your question. Can you repeat the question? And I'll try to answer the question. 100K. Thank you, everybody, for getting us there. 100K. That's amazing, enormous, and definitely appreciate it. And let's see here. It's nice. We reached over 100. We have actually had on the show 9,800 people watch the show since 11 o'clock. 9,800 people viewed this show since 11 p.m. That's a lot of folks. That's really beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Any last stories anybody want to tell? Anybody want to come up? Tell a story? Anyone who's not been up yet? Don't be shy. I won't bite. I'm actually really good with everybody. I'm a contactee. I work with the Ashtar Command. I'm a talk show host on radio. I'm from Mars. Martians are good people. And that's just fine there, ACLW. Let's see here. Well, if we have no more guests for tonight, I'm going to call it an evening. I want to thank everybody for being here. You've been a blessing. We're on at 11 o'clock nightly. We usually take a night off once in a while for the sanity of consciousness. Maybe another night. Little Leah. Well, Little Leah, why not come on now? You're here with me now. I'll bring you up, Little Leah. If you watch my interviews tonight, I'll be happy to bring you up and tell your story. What do you say? Let's see if Little Leah will join us. Okay, we're going to bring Little Leah up here. Little Leah. Leah, you have to change your setting, though, Little Leah. Change your setting on your profile to public, and I can bring you up. Change your setting. So you might have to come in and out, but change your setting. Okay, she's going to change the setting, and we're going to bring Little Leah up, and we're going to hear her story right here on the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, right here on social media, right here on TikTok with your host, the Commander. So we're going to have her switch over to a public setting, and we'll bring her right on here. And when she has the setting changed, we're going to bring her right on here to the show. For those just tuning in, you're watching a #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm CmdrAleon, your host from Mars. Glad to have everybody with us here. Okay, she changed it. Good. Here we go. Leah is our next guest. We're excited. Little
Hello?
Leah, welcome to. Hey, Leah, welcome to the show.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, and where are you located?
I am in Durango, Colorado.
Ah, Durango. I've heard many things about Durango in terms of interdimensional and extraterrestrial activity. But let's start a little
Wow.
bit with, let's go, tell us a little bit about your story, and we'll try to help you out here.
Okay. Yeah, so I heard other people talking about the sleep paralysis thing. So it just keeps going through my mind that I should come on. So I finally did. I've never been live on TikTok before, but
Well,
anyway,
welcome.
thank you. So gosh, I'm just trying to think. This was when me and my ex-husband started dating. So around 2004, I think. So I was in college, and he lived in a really old house, really big house. He was in a band. He lived with a bunch of his friends in there. And I was at the house sleeping during the day. I don't know why, but everyone was gone to work and I was just sleeping in or whatever. And I had a really bad nightmare. It was really weird. I just saw, and I know you don't like to do like paranormal or
Yeah,
supernatural. This is
we
part
stay
of
away
it.
from all that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
stay.
I saw like in my dream, I saw the Virgin Mary, but half of her was bloody and just really weird, and the other half was normal, and it terrified me. And then when I
Hmm.
woke up, it was just really weird. I just saw a vision of that. And then when I woke up, I couldn't move. Like my eyes were open, could not move, could not, like I was panicked. Like I could feel my arms, I could feel everything, but I couldn't move, which I believe is sleep paralysis. And I just felt something in there with me. I don't know what it was. I couldn't even cry. Like I was terrified, but I couldn't do anything. I don't even know how I snapped out of it. It seemed like for what was an eternity, but I finally snapped out of it, and I don't
Yeah.
know. It was just really
Yeah,
scary.
it was.
And
I know what sleep paralysis is, and other people are agreeing you did have sleep paralysis, which can cause different things to occur in that conscious state of sleep paralysis. Easily, things can happen, different stories can happen in your consciousness that you remember. So, yeah, you're right on the money in terms of sleep paralysis
so that's
and what
what
you're
it
talking
was.
about. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if that might have anything to do with, just anything that followed. Like me and my ex were together for 15 years, but there was just always a dark cloud over us. We fought all the time, and he's always just been really extremely angry. And like with me, especially the past couple of years, since we split up and stuff, but even when we were together, life is good. Everything's fine. I have a job. I can take care of my kids. Everything's great, but I'm just very angry, have anxiety, just pissed off all the time. And I don't
Hmm.
know why. It's just like a negative energy.
Yeah. So let me. Uh, There are two things I can do. If you've been watching my show, you've seen me do this. I'm not sure how long you've been watching my show, but in terms of tonight versus the first night or whatever.
Oh no, I've been watching it probably at least a few months.
Okay. So you know what I've done with people that have been abducted.
Yes.
So do you want to get rid of the anger?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So what we're going to do is help you in that way. And hopefully what happens is I have no questions that what I'm about to do is going to work.
Okay.
I want you to close your eyes.
Okay, let me go inside. I'm out on my patio.
Okay.
Go
As a matter of
sit down.
fact, I've done this myself before I knew about bringing the space people into people's homes. I have actually been able to do this remotely from here. So I'm thinking which way I want to do this now. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. So close your eyes.
Okay.
I want you to clear your consciousness of all your thoughts. And I want you to breathe in deeply and then out of your nostrils about maybe 4 or 5 times at most. Tell me when you're finished. Take your time. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do 2 things first. I haven't done this in a long time. I'm gonna work with you remotely.
Okay.
So as you close your eyes, people can see my palm of my hand. But I am going to do some stuff with the medical assistance group of the command. As you close your eyes, can you feel anything at the moment?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel some sort of energy, yes.
Yes. So what I'm doing is using the palm of my hand here from where I am. I'm sending a healing energy of beam, invisible beam of energy, and it's going into the core. It looks like it's going into the upper area somewhere. Hold on a minute. I'm just doing a little beginning of healing. I'm going to send 2 Ashtar Command people to your location.
Okay.
So I'm remotely working on your energy. I give it up to the Creator. Whatever I'm receiving, I give it back up to the Creator. I never hold on to anything here. Okay, now we're going to send 2 Ashtar Command people who are medical people. We have a large medical group on our ships, and this ship will be a smaller craft. And I know where Durango, Colorado is. You're in like a small town.
Yes.
Okay. You're surrounded by mountains too, by the way, correct?
Yep, I am in the woods.
You're in the woods. I knew that. All right. The 2 space people are now coming to your home.
Okay.
As you keep your eyes closed, you will start feeling an energy. What's the word I'm trying to think of? You're going to feel a shift in energy.
Okay.
Okay. And as they come in, they can come right through the walls, what you're doing. And one of them is going to, and for whatever reason, it seems to be the forehead is going to be the first thing. One of them is going to proceed to touch your forehead. When that happens, let me know.
Okay.
Hmm?
I feel just more calm.
Yes. So one of the woman is touching or coming close to touching your forehead. I don't know if she's done it yet, but I'm going to ask her to touch your forehead so you know that she's touching it.
Okay.
Please touch her forehead to let you know you're going to let her know you're doing work with her. Can you please do that?
I just felt a huge gust of wind in front of me. I've never heard that on
Yes.
your show, but is that is that her?
Yes. Yes, that's her. You'll feel a flow of energy. When the command is with me in my room, I feel a flow of energy coming across. Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm feeling a flow of energy coming across myself right now, so I can feel that energy that you're talking about. So she is there. They're going to work on your anger. If you hear anything like a train, I live not too far from train tracks, so you're hearing trains going by here.
No, no problem.
Yeah. So she's going to work on your anger. It's happening within your consciousness, within your brain structure. I'm going to ask the two of them to not only take the anger out, but dissolve the anger in her mind and her consciousness so you can actually be able to operate day to day without any anger whatsoever. Can you please work with her on the anger issues now and clear the anger out of her consciousness, please?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. In a few minutes, you should start feeling better. The other medical person is going to touch you on the neck. So the neck area, which is they're going to do some energy work around the neck area, going up towards your brain. And they're going to work on that right now, too.
Okay. Yeah, I feel extremely calm now.
Yes. They're dissolving all the anger issues in your consciousness. You're not going to be angry anymore. You're going to be happy.
Thank you so much.
All right. They'll stay with you for tonight. They only need to be with you for 24 hours. Then they're going to leave and go back on the ship and back to home base, so to speak.
Okay. Thank you so much.
How do you feel now? Pretty good?
I feel really calm. I don't want to say I feel emotional, but I just feel happy. Like my eyes are watering. It's almost like a release. It's really strange. It's really cool though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you're very welcome, and what I do, I don't have any cards. I don't have any crystal balls I look into, no pendulums. I don't read any readings or throw cards in the air or neon lights. I came here to Earth from beyond planet Earth with a command, and I've been activated to help people, and I thank you for being here.
I thank you for having me. I really enjoy your show, and I will continue to watch every night.
Well, thank you, little Leah. We appreciate everyone. I want to thank little Leah for coming up here and letting me help her. Thank you so much. What a beautiful thing, What a beautiful thing. It is getting late. It's almost 1:30 in the morning. We'll do more interviews tomorrow night, Monday evening. I want to thank everybody for being here. And if you're new to my show, I am who I am. I do what I do, and it's real. You're not going to see this on anybody else's YouTube or TikTok live. I do what I do, and it's real. I come from the stars, as many of you do. Many of you do. And I love everybody. I do. Even the ones that don't understand anything. Patricia says, when can you something me, Commander? Patricia, how about we have you on tomorrow night? And I'll be happy to help you. Cleanse. When can you cleanse me, Commander? Let's do it tomorrow night. I'll be more. I've done so much tonight, and not so much. I did a few. We'll do it tomorrow night. Yeah, definitely, Patricia. We'll have you on tomorrow night live. And let me see. I'll bring up. Let me see here. And I want to see if my sister's coming on after I go off. I might hang out on her live if she's going on tonight at all. We'll see. Oh, Dee, you're welcome. It's a beautiful thing to have all of you here. It really is. And we have my sister from near Canada. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, everybody.
How are you?
I'm okay.
It's been an interesting evening.
Yeah, I got to catch the back end of your show.
Yeah. Are you doing any lives tonight after I go off, or?
I might. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, if you're there, I'll hang out for a while.
Okay.
And how's your night going?
Um, it's been an interesting one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting.
I believe it.
Yeah. So I'll have to message you later and tell you what happened.
Okay. My I told my wife about going to do this broadcast, so I've let her know my daughter's going to be the next one, and her boyfriend. I'm going to let them know about it. They don't know anything yet, but they will.
Yeah, I was asking too because I know a lot of people have been worried about their being able to bring their pets and stuff if after when contact does happen, people choose to want to go onto the ships, and when that does happen, that they actually have collars for the cats and dogs that help them to communicate, so they can actually, and I wasn't aware of this, but I am now, but they can actually communicate in English or whatever language it is you speak, and the callers will translate their language for you.
Oh wow,
Isn't that cool?
that is very cool.
Yeah. So just think you'll be able to have a whole conversation with Miss Space Kitty over there.
Speaking of space kitties, little Leah, who was just on the show,
Uh-huh.
Commander, my cat was on my lap during you helping me and almost seemed to be playing. Interesting.
Mm.
Isn't that beautiful? Talking about cats
Yeah.
and bringing cats and pets onto the spaceships. We're into some really beautiful times ahead of ourselves. I mean, we're into really beautiful things that are going to be happening. And all we have to do is be patient.
Yes, sir.
That's the key word. If we're patient, everything happens without time. So we have to just be patient. I was going to say with time, but in this case, it's going to be when contact happens, it happens without time.
Right.
The opposite of time.
No time.
No time.
Time is
No
up.
time. If you want Chinese food, it'll be ready in 10 minutes. They would say 10 minute. It's a good thing. I am so relaxed. I feel really, I feel a sense of peace and harmony and bliss. I always do feel that way, but I feel very, I was saying earlier how I feel very, I've been really preparing myself probably all my life without knowing it for what's happening. I think we all have.
Yeah. I think
And
that's the star seeds where we have been slowly preparing ourselves, not realizing that we've been doing it, but like even and I've noticed this too. It's been kind of interesting to watch unfold, but I've also noticed that a lot of star seeds do what they do on the planet, what they do off planet. So
yeah,
say like how your communications, you are in communications on planet.
right.
It's just like Johnny's a natural caregiver and caregives for his father who's sick,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he's a doctor off planet, and it's like, or a healer that's off planet. It's interesting to see how this unfold. It's been unfolding. A lot of people that I have been in contact with do what they do off planet, on the planet.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
interesting to watch.
Isn't that interesting how what we do on this planet in this kind of way is, even though it's Earth based, when we're off planet, what we do, what we understand is more expansive because we have more abilities. But we're still doing whatever it is, the same thing here. If you're a nurse here, you might be a medical person on the ship.
Right.
Very interesting.
So I just been finding that really interesting, and especially like with people that I'm gotten really close to, and I'm finding information out, and I'm coming back to planet. I'm just like really thrown back as to, I mean, not everything's exactly the same because we all have lessons to learn, but
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to see that people are unconsciously radiating towards things that are familiar to them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
know that they're doing it, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, I agree with that 100,000%. You know, it's just we're living in a time when so many beautiful things are going to happen, and when you watch less of what is the 3D news, you can see and feel things more clearly in your consciousness.
Right.
If we read all these other things and if we watch the news, the same news cycle, we're going to get jumbled by all this lower dimensional, lower vibrational garbage that really doesn't help us at all, you know?
Yeah, and I agree with you there. But
All right.
all right, sir.
So I'm going to call it a night. If you do go on, I'll hang out for a while. If you don't go on, I understand you just got home a while ago. So I know you'll be on it sometime this week anyway.
Yeah. All righty,
All right,
guys.
everyone. Say good night to our space person, April.
Night, everybody.
And we'll catch y'all again. Good night, folks. This has been, thank you, Yaya Spirit. Thank you for all the gifts, everybody. We'll be on tomorrow night at 11. And stay tuned. And, you know, if April's on, you'll see her pop in there. Go watch her programming. She's phenomenal. And you'll love everything she does. So sweet dreams, everybody. April, take care. Be well.
You too,
And
brother.
we'll catch you later, sister.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
Take care, everybody. Press my little button here.